Hey guys, Ron here, and you may be wondering what this video is about. I mean, I already released videos talking about my favorite Pokemon, so what new Ron info can this video offer? Well, today we're gonna analyze my top 30-something Pokemon and try to understand what kind of patterns we can find. What elements would a Pokemon have that make it more likely for me to fall in love with a drawing of a monster? Specific color schemes, personalities, design elements, and concepts that I love to see in this franchise. Keep in mind that the Pokemon I will be using as examples today are all my S-tier Pokemon. If I were to rank every single Pokemon in the world, these would be my personal favorites, but there are probably hundreds more that are in my A tier, but those don't really follow any kind of pattern. You see, I kinda like a vast majority of Pokemon for almost any reason imaginable, but the Pokemon in this video are my personal favorites. I don't think they're objectively better, they're just ones I tend to fall in love with. There's no logic to the patterns, but they do exist. For example, it's a fact that I love fully evolved Pokemon. All but 2 of my S-tier Pokemon are fully evolved. But obviously I love a great deal of unevolved Pokemon, so it's not like the patterns we're going to talk about today are the only kind of patterns I enjoy. There are even tons of exceptions that I will mention in the video. Let's start with the most primal and subjective reasoning for someone to be attracted to a drawing. Color. It was very easy to tell what kind of color schemes I prefer on Pokemon. I bet you never expected it, but I like green Pokemon. 3 out of my top 5 Pokemon are green. I find green with warm tones to be soothing. Nothing you didn't expect. But a very specific color scheme I seem to be very attracted to is purple and turquoise. 3 out of my top 10 favorite Pokemon have varying percentages of these 2 colors combined. I guess it's a combo of my 2 favorite colors, a bluish green and purple. In fact, a similar color scheme is the pastel colors of Galarian Ponyta, which is an A-tier Pokemon for me. But the most prominent color combination in my entire list of favorite Pokemon is blue and yellow. Both colors are relatively complementary, and it's the #1 color combination that comes to mind when I come up with my own Fakemon designs. It's a very prominent color scheme in Pokemon, so I can't say I love all the Pokemon with this color combination, but I am a fan of pretty much all of them. The next most common combination is black and white. I love Pokemon that are colored with opposing hues. It's very striking and emphasizes the Pokemon's serious nature. This is extended to Pokemon in my A tier who have very striking color schemes like Alolan Marowak or Umbreon. It's probably why I'm satisfied by Zekrom and Reshiram. It helps make the Pokemon look dangerous, which explains a lot about my taste, as you'll see in the next category. There are some design aspects to a lot of these Pokemon that I tend to fall in love with. In real life, I'm not a fan of knives, but it seems like a good amount of my favorites have sharp, scythe-like appendages or tools. I like dangerous-looking Pokemon, but that's not a separate category because literally 99% of my favorite Pokemon are dangerous-looking. It's mostly the sleekness I like. I mean, Clawitzer is a pretty dangerous-looking Pokemon, but it's not my favorite or anything because it's kind of bulky. But even A-tier Pokemon with sharp body parts are close to my heart, like Kabutops, Skarmory, Garchomp, and Toxicroak, Excadrill, Bisharp, Aegislash, Poipole, and Zacian, and a few more too. You notice that pretty much all my favorite Pokemon are considered traditionally cool or popular. Some would say overrated, but they're like that because people like them, including me. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. I'm sure everybody considers their favorite Pokemon to be cool. I just like it when it's more explicit, and clearly part of what the designers were going for. I'm not going to start disliking a Pokemon I love just because everybody else also likes them. Almost all of them are also literal animals. Only 7 of these are object-based or some kind of amalgamation of multiple animals or concepts. I guess I'm just a fan of interesting takes on animals that we're relatively used to. But most importantly, powerful animals that can emote and show some kind of human emotion without the design being straight up anthropomorphized. In fact, all of my favorite Pokemon are clearly animals in the Pokemon world. I can imagine every single one of these in their natural habitat, even Mewtwo once it escapes from its creators. The opportunity to tame a beast is my #1 favorite aspect of Pokemon. I love Pokemon that are loyal looking. Pokemon whose respect must be gained, but once it is, these Pokemon will never let you down. All of the Pokemon here have some kind of code of conduct. I imprint some kind of morality onto them, but even the Pokedex does. Sceptile helps Forest grow, Samurott fights honorably, Rillaboom is a music-loving pacifist, Corviknight contributes to Galar's economy, Torterra lets Pokemon nest on its back, and Rayquaza literally saved Hoenn multiple times. Even the dark types on this list have some kind of code. Pangoro doesn't tolerate bullying, Absol is a misunderstood savior, and what about Malamar? It's literally evil, but I love Pokemon who successfully and confidently wear their personalities, and are designed to look as such. The prospect of having these powerful Pokemon on my side is invigorating. I like Pokemon who can lead, whether it be through brain, brawn, or beauty. Almost all these Pokemon are my aces whenever I have them on my team. They're almost always the most reliable Pokemon in my playthroughs, but one of my favorite tropes in all of fiction is when a character can believably showcase 2 contrasting personalities. I want to see duality in my Pokemon. I love Pokemon who subvert my expectations, whether it be lovable giants, benevolent gods, reformed villains, and or misunderstood saviors. Even if these expectations are subverted after experiencing these Pokemon. You'd expect a cute little little Wooper to be a crybaby, but it's not. It's actually quite sassy, easygoing, and oblivious. I always thought Vaporeon would be aloof because of how beautiful it was. Nah, they're pretty chill and friendly. You think Haxorus would be a savage barbarian? Well, think again, they're kind-hearted. This zebra will kill you though. This dangerous pseudo-legendary ghost dragon is a fantastic parent, and this ladybug is a mad scientist. Who comes up with this stuff? This beautiful creature isn't guiding you off the mountain to help you, it just wants you to leave. Zangoose is a normal type? How? Darkrai causes terrible nightmares? That's how it protects itself. It means no harm. You get it. I like it when their core personalities are explicit, but deep down they're more complicated than first assumed to be. But what about what they literally are? What are the concepts I tend to fall in love with? I think it's clear I really enjoy the Pokemon archetype that Pokemon has established since the beginning, and that is the starter Pokemon. I know people have grown frustrated with partner Pokemon over the last few generations, but for me personally, there's always at least one starter in every generation that is either A+ or S tier Mon. It's a formula I enjoy, a Pokemon made to fill all the roles I laid out in the previous section of the video. A powerful, loyal friend. But yes, almost always it's a grass starter. People think I'm in love with grass types, when in reality it's mostly just that I love grass type starters. Every single Pokemon that I think is S tier is fully evolved, with the exception of Scyther and Wooper. I just love seeing the progression of evolution in this franchise. It's one of the best handled aspects of the franchise in general. No other monster catching and taming RPG that utilizes some form of metamorphosis showcases monster evolution as clever and natural as Pokemon does. I'm obviously satisfied with how these Pokemon turned out as they grew into fully mature monsters, with the exception of Wooper. I love Wooper because to me it's the cutest Pokemon, so obviously when it evolves I don't blame Quagsire for being less cute, but since that was the entire concept I fell in love with, I prefer Wooper. But there are a lot of unevolved Pokemon I absolutely love, and would put in A tier like Joltik, Lotad, Bounsweet, Eevee, Cutiefly, Togepi, Rowlet, and Esper. Most of these are Pokemon who have value to me separate from their evolved forms. I think this is because most of my favorite unevolved Pokemon like Wooper and Joltik are sassy or oblivious. They have strong personalities even before they're evolved. I don't have to wait for them to be fully fleshed out once they become powerful monsters. Or they're just so cute that none of this matters, like Cutiefly and Bounsweet. By now I think it's clear I really liked Destiny Deoxys. It's the Pokemon movie I watched the most as a kid. I've noticed that I love Pokemon who are masters of their environment, whether it be the strongest Pokemon in our skies, like Rayquaza, an apex predator like Luxray, possibly the most intelligent Pokemon like Metagross, or the supposed bringer of doom like Absol. They have control of their surroundings, so it's super cool to raise these Pokemon from cute little critters to some of the most powerful Pokemon on the planet. In fact, a vast majority of my favorite Pokemon are the final form of evolutionary lines for that reason. It's more satisfying to slowly build up to these favorites than to immediately get them. Even the expectation of catching Pokemon like Mewtwo and Rayquaza is built up during the game. But the number one kind of Pokemon you see here is either known for their speed or looks like they would be fast but are definitely not. I just like Pokemon that can go vroom, you know? A concept you may have not noticed is that a lot of the Pokemon here have some sort of interaction with light. Either they absorb it or emit it, like these fellows. That's why when I turned myself into a gym leader, my gym's theme was light. In real life, I'm a huge fan of lighting. It's how my life is dictated. Actually, my personal life is a big part of why I like the kind of Pokemon that I do. I'd say half of these are Pokemon I have some kind of personal story about. Sceptile was my first starter. It probably contributed to my current taste in Pokemon. Emerald was the game I played the most. Crobat is the Pokemon I've used the most. Metagross has always been the Pokemon I most associate with champions since Steven was the first champion I faced as a kid. Escavalier and Archeops were on my team when I first got back into Pokemon after taking a break before Black and White came out. Because of the newly unlimited TMs, they were the first Pokemon I ever had with diverse movesets. My favorite animal is the elephant, and I collect green elephant statues, so it's pretty freaky how Caparaja exists. There are plenty more tales, but I pretty much went on about these Pokemon in my top 10 favorite Pokemon video from a year ago. There are even a good amount of Pokemon in my A tier that I don't think are objectively great Pokemon designs or concepts, but I ended up loving them through some kind of experience that left us forever bonded, like Mudsdale, Dragalge, or Stoutland, who were my MVPs during their respective playthroughs. Some Pokemon I can't even justify my love for, but I just adore how Game Freak had the chutzpah to create them, like Avalugg, Castform, Reuniclus, and Ultra Beasts like Buzzwole, Xurkitree, and Guzzlord. Now what about my generational and type biases? Sometimes you prefer the design philosophy of specific generations that you enjoy, and that's definitely true for me too. Most of my S tier Pokemon are from generations 7, 5, 3, and 1, the generations I'm most personally attached to. Generation 8 Pokemon are pretty high up there too, but recency bias could be a factor. What about type? You'd be surprised to know that most of my favorite Pokemon aren't grass types. In fact, I have the same amount of grass types in my S tier as Psychic, Dark, Water, and Steel. The second most abundant type is actually Flying, perhaps because I enjoy cool, fast, and sleek Pokemon. But to my surprise, the Bug type has the most representation in my top 30. To be fair, this is balanced out by the fact that there are no bugs in my top 10. But I think considering how much I don't enjoy bugs in real life, my love for bug Pokemon is down to how Game Freak was able to translate creatures I'm not too fond of into lovable monsters. It's a marvelous feat, just like this video. So leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe if you haven't. Check out all my other videos and go to the description for the music I use, the t-shirts I made for you guys, my Patreon where you can get cool rewards like seeing my videos days early, which you can also do by pressing the join button. Follow me on Twitter where I post previews of my art, and Instagram where I post completed pieces. I'll see you guys next video with a relatively big collab video. Bye!